James was much admired on the island of Sodor. When he was pulling a passenger train, the passengers always admired him before setting off, and often thanked him for a splendid run. Likewise, when he was taking goods trains around the island, tradesmen were always happy when he arrived because they trusted him.
"You're simply the best engine, James. Always smart and clean. Always on time. In fact, you're the most reliable engine we know," they said.
This made James very proud, and he often let the other engines know.
"I am simply the best,"
he bragged in the sheds and yard. One day, Thomas, Percy, and Edward had to work in the yards at the docks, loading coal into a truck. This coal was a mixed load, which needed to be taken to the huge coal hopper, which sorted out the best grade of coal for important passenger and freight trains. Because they were so busy, the Fat Controller gave James the job of taking the loaded trucks to the hopper. James hated this work. It seemed every time he worked with coal it rained, making his lovely red paintwork filthy. It often took the yardmen 2 days to get him sparkling clean again. This was too long for James. Fat Controller spoke to him.
"James, I've chosen you to do this job because you're fast and reliable.
Now off with you, go." And that was that. Although James loved the Fat Controller's praise, he still hated the task ahead. The rain poured down and James complained bitterly, but there was nothing he could do about it. James was in a filthy mood when he arrived at the hopper. His task was tricky, but not all that difficult. He created masses of dust which covered any engine working at the hopper. The work seemed slow, which made him more and more impatient.
Come on,
he yelled angrily.
"I got much more important things than watching you trucks being unloaded."
But the trucks would have none of it.
"You're just like a big red pimple, and we all know what to do with red pimples. Pop 'em!"
The trucks all laughed. This made James even angrier, and he treated them roughly. Then the thunder and lightning came. James hated this type of weather, and grew more and more impatient.
Come on,
he snarled, little knowing that his front buffer hook had become tangled with the truck. But then there was trouble. He lay off the tracks as well. Coal spilled all over him. No one could do anything until the breakdown train arrived. James was taken to the works to be mended. The Fat Controller was most annoyed with him. "You must learn to control your temper, James, otherwise..." And he left James to think about what otherwise might mean. But the Fat Controller wanted more than anything else to clear the huge line of coal trucks in the dockyards. So he found a diesel. The diesel's name was Ed, and he was not efficient at all. He kept breaking down and was not as powerful as he looked. But one day in the coal yards, a thunderstorm arose. Ed grew impatient with the trucks. "Grrr," he snarled, not knowing what would happen next. As the smoke cleared, Edward came alongside. "Are you alright?" But the diesel looked different.
"I feel marvelous. Take me for a run, please, sir."
He could not believe the new power of Ed. It seemed the lightning strike converted him from Ed into Super Ed. As for James, the other engines blamed him for Ed's arrival. When he returned from the works, they wouldn't let him in the sheds.
You can stay out there with your new pal Super Ed.
It was your fault he arrived, so you can suffer all his insults. James parked alongside Ed reluctantly.
I just can't wait till there's nothing but us diesels working in the yard. You steam engines are messy and slow. I hate them, but I must say I do like you, James. If it wasn't for you, no one would have known how useful I was. Powerful and speedy too, that's me! Main lines were built for the likes of me. Your old chuffers are good for the shunting yards. You can be as dirty and smoky as you want there. Leave the main line to me. Mean, lean, and clean. That's why they call me Super.
This went on and on and on. Through to the next day, he was bragging to Gordon.
Oh, and I suppose you're waiting for the storm to pass. Well, nothing stops me. I'm a diesel electric, and I like storms. That's why they call me Super. Because I'm super at everything, no matter the weather.
And he purred happily, waiting for a signal to move.
You know, Gordon, I think we can agree on something. Some of those weaker engines should go. Edward, that old scrap iron is useless.
Gordon could not believe what Ed was saying. Gordon had enough.
Get rid of that smoke. Oh, Super Ed. He's not super anymore.
Super Ed never worked again. When all was said and done, James and Gordon took him away. James made a few remarks about dirty and smoky engines ought to be scrapped, but James's driver laughed the most. But it took a bolt from the blue to make him super, but it was a bolt from the blue steam engine that took him out.